This is where the truck ended up, but look at the path of destruction. It hit this truck, the signage just right across the street. The family says all they were doing was trying to get away from the violence, especially because they had a 4-month-old baby with them. Now, the police are saying if it weren't for two good Samaritans who found the baby in this dumpster, that baby may not have been alive. One of the heroes we spoke to believes it was divine intervention. Waking up to intruders in your home would alarm just about anyone, but this family says they will not let fear take over their household. The family keeps their business locked up, as you can see, but that didn't stop burglars from jumping over the fence, breaking in. I was just out there earlier and it was, well, to me, I know it's mild for other people in the country. To me, it's freezing. Fox 40 muted this cell phone video shared with us of the melee at Stockton's Weberstown Mall. But what you can clearly see is a woman trying to protect herself from the violence.
And I dropped to the ground and I took probably between 6 and 10 blows to the head.
Kaylee Rohrer says this was her after she tried to save her teen daughter, Ariana, from kicks, punches, and sheer terror.
I know what boots and stuff feel like, and it was like, I'm pretty sure I got kicked with the steel toe boot up here.
The family says they had been trying to avoid the large fights that broke out Thursday and even pleaded with the crowd to let them drive away.
It's just, listen, here's the situation. I have a 4-month-old baby, a handicapped grandma, and some of my other family members in the car that are very young, impressionable, and already have trauma. Can you guys please just let us through? That's all we're trying to do.
Frustrated, Ariana's mother, Kaylee, honked her horn. That's when the group turned.
Oh, well, who do you think you are? You're not going to honk at us. I'll bust the windows out your car.
The mother and daughter says they tried to fight back,
Slamming her head into my car because my daughter was getting dragged further away from me, and I was trying to push my daughter in the car with my other hand, and I had people hitting me from behind.
all while someone tried to steal their car with Ariana's newborn baby and grandmother inside.
Somebody tried to carjack our car. My grandma actually had a whole conversation convincing them not to.
After several minutes, the family says the attackers left. The mother and daughter visiting from Reno say they may have been injured, but their sense of security is intact.
My whole goal last night was to protect my family, and that's exactly what I did. And if I have to do it again, then I have to do it again.
And the window he came through was right here.
The doors are now locked, windows closed, security system in place.
I heard this massive, horrible screaming.
But Carolyn, who only shared her first name, says her once secure home was invaded by her neighbor, Flavio Alvarez.
Screamed downstairs, what's happening, what's happening? And she screamed, call the police, he's here, he's here.
Carolyn and her daughter spoke to Fox 40 about Alvarez, the man they say tormented them since he moved into the Poppy Avenue neighborhood.
Whoever he is has stalked my daughter for the last 5 months. He's stalking us. He's in the house.
Her daughter asked us to protect her identity. The voice you're about to hear is not hers.
I was sleeping on the couch next to my son and my nephew, who are both young children.
She says the nightmare began with an unwanted touch around 4 a.m. Saturday.
I woke up to someone touching my leg, my foot primarily, and he was standing pretty much over me. I started screaming for him to get out, and it took him too long to get out.
The family is just one of many who say they've been stalked by Alvarez. An 89-year-old woman, too scared to speak on camera, says that in mid-May, the 20-year-old had broken into her home barefoot and tried to grab her. Another woman says 5 years ago, Alvarez also broke into her home and tried to kiss her. Carolyn's daughter says she has called Patterson Police Services a number of times. He's been arrested at least twice.
They hit him with the charge. I got a restraining order, but that's not stopping him.
And he left through this door.
The family says officers found Alvarez back at his home while he was being taken away in handcuffs. Carolyn hit him with a warning.
I looked at him, I said, you just stay away from my daughter. And he looked at me, he goes, I like her.
The Turlock High School campus is not quite a stage,
I was really confused.
but this is definitely an entrance no one would want to miss.
We got to school not expecting to see the Phantom of the Opera right in front of me.
A treat for students who mostly see the serious side of teacher Joe DeGrazia.
He's been pretty stern. He's always been a pretty serious person, but he definitely has a goofy side to his personality, and that definitely was at Leash today.
This stuff is kind of sticky.
Every 4 years for the past 35 years of DeGrazia's teaching career has involved flair.
I remember I was like a IRS agent.
Makeup.
I said I was an Irish mortician.
And a whole lot of entertainment.
It was just the shock effect for the kids, just to catch them off guard, to give them something to laugh at.
The transformations also involve a full makeover.
He usually has a full beard and a full mustache, and none of that was present today, so that was the most interesting part of today.
This year is extra special. But like any other play, the curtains will fall. This is Mr. DeGrazia's last year of teaching.
I thought about that. It's kind of a melancholy, nostalgic, because I guess I got to figure out something else to do.
While on this epic Halloween, he tricked most students with this phantom.
It was a surprise to me.
However, the teens also managed to surprise him with this performance.
I'm blown away.
A grand finale.
You're not going to become a murderous musical genius.
No, I don't think so. I love to karaoke.
For a teacher who has worn many costumes, but it seems his students like what's underneath the makeup the best.
He's a really stern guy, but once you get to know him, this is him.
Recede, Fox 40 News. We're following some breaking news out of upstate New York, where officials say multiple people have been stabbed near a synagogue. This is a live look at the scene in Rockland County. California has a handful of first-in-the-nation laws going into effect next week. Many of these focus on the beauty industry. Los County Sheriff's Department tells Fox 40 that surveillance cameras captured about a dozen suspects wearing masks and armed with guns breaking into the business. This is the first officer death for the Davis Police Department in 6 decades. Officer Corona was described by the Davis Police Chief as a rising star in the department. For Bowl 53, there are a lot of predictions on who the winner will be, and even some extreme displays of fandom. Storm has already brought several inches of rain to some parts of the valley and several feet of snow to the Sierra. We have team coverage on this round. In San Diego, ripped wood off a pier and broke through a 6-foot gap in a seawall. The rushing water and debris knocked down one woman as a nearby photographer captured the scene.